Hello, everybody. Welcome to my assembly for this week. I know some of you are thinking, oh, hang on, Mrs. Lewis has gone in a different room. I am here, coming loud and proud to you from the lounge. Coming to a different room today to film my assembly, and my assembly today is all about belonging. And I hope that there's some good things you're going to take from this today that will help to make our school an even better place. So what I want you to start by thinking about is, what does the word belong actually mean? So taking that word belong, what does it mean? Talk about it for a moment now. So I'm going to give you the actual Cambridge Dictionary definition of the word belong. So belong is a verb and it means to be in the right place or a suitable place. So for example, you could say this table belongs in the sitting room. Or you might ask, where do these spoons belong? Or someone might say, well, these papers here belong with the others. So if things are in the right place or a suitable place for them, you can say that it belongs there. The other definition is actually about feeling happy or feeling comfortable in a situation. So someone might say, after 3 years in Cambridge, I finally feel as if I belong here. And I went to Cambridge, but I felt I belonged there a bit quicker than 3 years, I have to admit. The next example says, although she's new to the school, we'd like her to feel that she belongs. And obviously here at St Mary's, we are always welcoming new people to our school community, and we really try hard to make them feel like they belong when they arrive. And the last example says, I think these cups belong in the other cupboard. So actually how you feel about things and do you feel happy or comfortable in that situation can help you to feel like you belong. Now I typed in belonging to Google and some of these images came up. So I'd like you just to spend a little moment just looking at them and really reflecting upon each of these photos and how they are showing belonging. You might want to, after a little while, talk about how they make you feel as a class and whether there's any images that really stand out to you the most when thinking about belonging and why you have chosen that as your key image to take on that word today. So you can see from the pictures, belonging has got this team element around it. We've got other people, we've got friends, we've got these jigsaw puzzle pieces, and this piece is alone, but it's really happy because it's found exactly where it slots in. We've got this lovely image at the top here in the centre of all different types of people, different ethnicities, different abilities, different bodies, all these things, different clothes, they all feel like they are belonging. Now this picture here with the dice is quite a key one because we've got the word belonging also linking with that word including. And that's something that you might be feeling. But actually, if you feel like you belong, then you feel like you're included and appreciated and valued. And we can see here people having conversations. They might have all different opinions, but they feel like they belong with that group of people and that they can share their thoughts and opinions together. I wonder which one of those photos stood out the most to you. Now, this is quite a grown-up picture that I'm going to share with you here, but I think everyone here at St Mary's can work out what it is I'm trying to say. So belonging is actually at the top of quite a lot of other work that has to happen first. And you will see that some of the words that are on these steps, some of the things I've spoken to you about in other assemblies and conversations that I've had with some of you as I've been in your classes, as we've been on the playground, even in the corridor yesterday, I had a conversation with somebody, or Monday, should I say, about one of these words on here. So you can see at the bottom of this ladder that equally an important and really key place to start is about identity. And we've done lots of work over the past 2 years on identity and really valuing our identity and the identities of others. Then the next step is about equity and acknowledging that people sometimes need support so that they can get the successful outcome. So equity may mean, for example, one child can just stretch up to the tree and get the apple straight away. For another child, they might need a step ladder to help them get to help them get high enough to reach that tree. That's about equity. Everyone gets a successful outcome, but some people need additional things in place to help them get there. Then we've got that third rung, which is all about diversity. And we here at St Mary's have done such a lot of work on really valuing our diversity within our school. The natural diversity we all have with different cultures and communities and religions, and everyone coming together as one and really appreciating it and celebrating what we have. Then we've got inclusion as the next rung, and actually thinking about how everybody is included, no matter what their religious background is, no matter what their cultural background is, no matter what language they may speak at home. Actually, how we can make sure everybody is included for the best that they can be. And then when we've done all those things in place, you reach a point of belonging. It all coming together and feeling like you can be the best you can be, you can thrive and actually really enjoy everything about your experiences because you feel like you belong. And that's something that we want for every single person within our school, whether it's you as a child, whether it's your teacher or the LSA, one of the site staff, someone in the office, or even your parents and carers. We want everyone to feel like they belong in our school community. And as I've said, we've done lots of work on sharing our similarities, but also celebrating our differences. And this is work we are going to continue because it is something that's exciting, it's empowering, but it also will help us to make sure that everybody feels like they belong. Now, this is something I would like to share with you to actually see this in a different way. So diversity is about having a seat at the table. That means enabling an avenue for everybody to get involved, being able to come to the party, no matter who you are, what you look like, any of those things, actually acknowledging and celebrating that we should have different people there and inviting you to be part. Inclusion is about actually having a voice, that we listen to each other, that we don't value someone's opinion over another's, but we allow everybody to have that voice. And when we reach belonging, that means that that voice is actually heard. So we're not just listening, we're actually listening to take action. That's when you feel like you belong. Not that just you put your hand up and say something, but that you feel that what you're saying is actually being listened to and being valued. This is just another way to help you explain and to work out what those words mean. So what I would like you to think about now, and actually it'd be really brilliant if as a class you could do something for me. And I've actually sent your teachers something that they can use to help you in this as well. So I would like you to think about what makes you feel like you belong here at St Mary's. Okay, now that's quite a big question, and you might start to think too hard about it. But actually, I really want you to think hard. So I want you to think about the things that first pop into your head, and then I want you to think a bit deeper. So what makes you feel like you belong at St Mary's? And then I want you to think about whether you have any ideas for how we could strengthen this further. So what do you think we can do at St Mary's to enable and to ensure that every person that is here feels like they belong? So whether there is somebody you might have who is new to our school, who might tell you how they felt about joining. They might not want to share that with us, and that is something that we completely appreciate because it's quite hard to be put on the spot. But actually thinking about, do our different religions that we have here at St Mary's, if you are not Christian, do you feel like you belong here? And if you do, what is it that makes you feel like you belong? And if you are not Christian and you want to celebrate your religion a bit more with us here at school, what do you think you could do to do that? What could happen to allow you to share all of those things to help you feel like you belong and that everyone understands you a bit more? So I've given your teachers, they've got a piece of paper to fill in with some of your ideas. So half of it is what makes you feel like you belong, and any ideas for how you think we could strengthen our sense of belonging here a bit further. Now, I cannot wait to see all the amazing ideas that hopefully you've just come up with in the last few moments. And I know that there's not very much time in this assembly to spend as much time as you would like discussing this. But what I would love for you to do is if you've got an idea, put it on a post-it note and come and find me with it in my office. And if I'm not there, just leave it there for me. And please make sure you write your name on it, because I'd love to come and talk to you about all your ideas, because what we want to do is make our school the best that it can be, to make sure that everybody feels like they belong. And that's something that we should always be coming back to thinking about. Now, something that obviously we are really pushing forward with to help our sense of belonging is our house point system. This is something that was set up 3 years ago by Freya, who was head girl at the time. And she said, we'd love to have houses. And we started the houses, and we'll be really honest, the staff will be really honest, you as children can be really honest, we actually haven't done anything with this. So this year we are going full force into our house points, because we think, again, that is something that will really help our sense of belonging. That you're not only part of St Mary's as one big school, but also you are part of a smaller team of your house. And so Miss Jones has made this lovely display that we have over here at Boston, and we're going to get something put up over at East Street as well to ensure that we have that belonging. Now, every child from reception to year 6 is currently getting put into a house. The staff are going to be put in houses as well. And we're going to start doing some events actually to bring our houses together. Now, how our house points are working is that when you get a dojo, that also is a house point. And that is something that I think some of the senior teachers have shared with you during assembly. So what we want to do is we want you to be the best that you can be, and you to get those dojos so you can get your gold, silver or bronze badge each term. But for you to know that actually every time you get a dojo, that's not just going to you, that's also going to everybody in your house. How amazing is that, that you can really help your house out? And we've decided that each half term there will be a reward for the house with the most house points. And for this first one, it is going to be hot chocolate and donuts during a playtime. How amazing is that? So you as a whole house will come together and have that time with each other. And so we think it's really important that you, again, get to know each other in your houses so you can build that sense of team and community and a bit of a competitive spirit as well. What I'd like you to do now, I haven't got a prayer that I'd like to share with you, because I would like you now to take some time to say your own prayer, to say your own prayer to God, to say your own prayer to yourself. Actually take some time to think about our sense of belonging, because often in our faith we can find belonging. So have that time now to really reflect upon that. What is it that you would like to say about belonging in this time? Think about what you would like to share in your own prayer at this time. Amen. Right, my song for today is going to be, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this again and again. Right, what are we going to have for today's song? And there were so many songs in my head about belonging. And actually, what I came down to is an absolute classic, one you always learn in reception and stays with you forever and ever and ever. And actually, it's He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. And I wonder if you could think about reasons why I chose this song.
He's got the tiny little baby in
So I chose that hymn for today because actually we are all part of this whole wide world. We belong to so many different things. We belong to our classes. We belong to our families. We belong to St Mary's School. We belong to the community of Southend and Essex and the UK and wider. We are all part of something so big. And sometimes we can lose sight of that we are part of this whole wide world. We belong to it. And we need to do whatever we can to ensure that other people feel like they belong, feel like they are included as well. So here are just some things, some words that come up, and when you think about belonging, like I've said, family, friends, community, friendship, connected, and these are things that we are going to be focusing on as a school this year, as we really work on the concept of belonging, to make sure that we can be the best school that we can be, every single one of us in our community to feel like we belong, so that we can feel like we are valued, so that we can celebrate each other and really build something better going forward. I hope you have the most wonderful weekend. It has been a pleasure, as it always is, doing assembly for you, and I cannot wait to have you talk with me on the playground about all the things you have thought about as part of assembly today. Have a lovely weekend, and I will see you very soon.